So this is fun. This is fun. You have some Republican commentators here who were also political candidates not too long ago. And they're doing this news show. I don't know if it's Newsmax or One American News or some even further, more extreme outlet, maybe like, was it Mike Lindell's shitty network or whatever. They're going to talk about how the deep state is manipulating hurricanes to target red states on purpose. This is special, this stuff. Let's watch.
We understand that the deep state, they have weather manipulation technology. They have DARPA. They know how to manipulate and create big storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, climate change, etc. And these huge hurricanes always seem to target red states, red districts, and
I mean, even that's not true, right? Like, okay, the biggest, probably the most famous hurricane in American history, certainly modern American history, is Hurricane Katrina. That hit New Orleans. Like, yes, Louisiana is a red state. New Orleans is probably the bluest portion of Louisiana. And by the way, you know, depending on which city you hit, most big cities are Democratic-leaning cities. So, you know, I don't know exactly where landfall was. It was like Punta Gorda or something like that, or it was originally supposed to be Tampa, then it wasn't Tampa. It was like Fort Myers or something like that got hit. A lot of big cities are Democratic cities. Now, some of these are red states, but, you know, Democrats and Republicans die in these fucking hurricanes. Democrats and Republicans' houses get obliterated in these hurricanes. This idea that, like, well, deep state is creating them to go after Republicans. That's psychotic stuff, man.
always at a convenient time, typically right before elections, or, you know, in this case, possibly because Ron DeSantis has been stepping out of line a lot and fighting the deep state. I don't know.
Ron DeSantis has been, you know, secretly or steadily growing support among the Republican base. The person who's pissed him the most is Donald Trump. There were reports that Biden and DeSantis were working, you know, nicely during this hurricane. So what are you talking about? Why would, like, the CIA want to destroy Florida with a hurricane? Like, what?
No, Lauren, the timing is definitely interesting, and they're even saying it. Do you think this could be a weather-manipulated hurricane?
Yeah.
By the way, like, if anything, this might politically help somebody like Ron DeSantis, because now he gets to play the role of, like, I'm the leader who's here in the crisis, and I'm going to do whatever I can to try to help the people of my state. And so he gets to portray himself as a leader, which will get him more support. So this idea that, like, oh, it's actually to hurt him, it's totally unfounded.
Well, we know the technology does exist. And
Right.
I mean, Deanna, they're literally trying to change people's DNA through vaccination. Of
Oh
course.
my God. Is there a single claim about the vaccine that these idiots wouldn't believe? Like, if you told them that actually by injecting yourself with the COVID vaccine, you turn yourself into part bat. This was a bat coronavirus. You're putting the bat sequence into your body. You're part bat after you take it. Your DNA becomes that more like a bat. I think they would believe it. I think they would buy literally anything, any conspiracy you can come up with about vaccines.
They would be willing to do something like this to target red states. I have no doubt. I mean, the technology exists to manipulate weather. And, you know.
Okay, I'm sure the government has been able to successfully, in some limited ways, influence the weather, right? The idea we could just flat out control the weather, though, like, to the extent of, like, we can create Category 4 hurricanes and shit like that, that strikes me as absolutely preposterous. I mean, we have the whole western portion of the United States. The Colorado River is at like 25% what it needs to be at. The fresh water for the western part of the United States is running out. If we could control weather well enough, believe you me, we would make it rain over there, get rid of the drought, knock out wildfires, give ourselves more fresh water, right? Obviously, they can't do that. What are you saying, man? What are you saying? This idea, everything's a deep conspiracy. Like, this is what this mindset comes from.
This whole storm coming. I mean, I know that Florida is prone to hurricanes. However, this developed into a Cat 4.
So I know they get hurricanes there, but since this was a Cat 4, deep state. What?
Or Cat 5 overnight.
Right.
And it does seem to be hitting the conservative areas of the state. I'm not putting it past the elites to target something like this towards Florida as punishment for getting rid of vaccine mandates or getting rid of child grooming. They are angry with us, and it wouldn't surprise me to find out. And yeah, the technology does exist, but you're not supposed to talk about that or know about that because that's controversial or a conspiracy theory. No, it's true.
I can't believe they lost their races, man. It's crazy. They seem so reasonable. Oh my god. I like how she brought up, like, elites. Okay. What these people will never understand is the quote-unquote elites who impact your life the most, probably your boss at your job. That's an elite. It's like, it's this pseudo-populism, but really, they're not populist. They're just conspiracy theorists and extreme right-wingers. I don't know how anybody finds this shit appealing. I really don't. I don't know how anybody can think like, oh yeah, that seems they're nailing it here. Even the idea of, it's obviously targeting conservative areas. You have any idea? Even in like an overwhelmingly conservative area, you could have like a 60-40 split where 40% of them are Democrats. 40% of them are left-leaning. And even in this notion that the quote-unquote deep state is like they're all Democrats, that's nonsense. There's a massive split in the deep state between like the pro-Trump people and the anti-Trump people. Trump has a lot of people at the Department of Homeland Security who are, jamming up the January 6th investigation because they're on his side and they don't want him to get caught or go down. So every angle of what they're talking about is absurd. So anyway, look, this is what's going on far-right media, just so everybody understands. This is what's going on. Now, your choice. You could watch so-called news programs that casually talk about stuff like this, or you could watch the left news programs, which are talking about unions and wages and healthcare and environmental regulations and real, like, kitchen table, serious meat and potatoes issues. I'll leave that up to you. Anyway, guys, I love you. I love all of you. Thank you for listening to my loud-ass babble. I appreciate you. So just go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and like on YouTube. Leave a comment. Click that little bell, too, so you get a little notification every single time a new video drops. For those of you that haven't yet, check out the Kyle Kulinski Show on the various podcasting outlets because we're now posting the full shows there every day. So definitely go check that out. And of course, big shout out, big thank you to all the patrons of the show. And you could support the show on Patreon, link in the video description box below. And of course, to everybody who supports Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. I'll talk to all you guys soon. Much love. I'm out. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.